Welcome back. Last month, the U.S. economy added 235,000 new jobs. Despite President Trump's claims on the campaign trail that the Department of Labor numbers are one of the biggest hoaxes in American politics, Jim, do you think President Trump has really made a significant impact on jobs already? Don't answer that too quick. Think about it.
Oh, I don't have to think about it.
Okay.
Absolutely not. What, did that surprise you?
No.
Okay.
I'd answer the same way.
Okay. Well, here's why. And I'm not saying he won't make a big impact. I think it's too early to tell. I think the economy and job creation at some level, and maybe a higher level than I even give it credit for, is about momentum, just like a football game. And I think that the people that support him in bigly, to use his word. And if those people are job creators, and I think going out, regardless of whether the GM deal and the train air conditioning deal and all of these other little things that he announced, regardless of if they're a hill of beans, a hill of beans to the job creation numbers, what they do is they provide additional momentum. And he is a great marketer. He is. You can't argue that point. That is a fact. And I think he has the opportunity to do that. I think there's a lot of things he needs to do to make that happen, one of which is marketing. I think there's a lot of things he needs to stop doing to make that happen.
Henry, what's he going to market?
He's going to market the American workforce. That's what we have to market. I think I agree with Jim here, is with the election, it's not that anything that Trump has done has improved the labor numbers, but it provided a confidence that it's going to be a more pro-business environment for businesses to start investing in. And we have to face it. Obama, as much as he tried, the economy just didn't grow for him.
Whoa. It didn't grow.
He had the lowest growth of any president in modern history.
How did he start? Donald Trump had the best that he could possibly have when he started. Barack Obama started when we were in a free fall.
Yeah, listen to me.
Come on now, guys.
One of the things that's going to be that's going to tell the tale on this is the fact that over the last 2 years of the Obama presidency, big corporations were not investing in the United States. They had all of this money stockpiled. We heard about it on CNBC and NBC and Fox and CNN. And if we can break some of that money loose to have them start investing, I think that's going to be the key, in addition to the momentum. So we haven't seen that yet.
So the tax plan.
One second. Yes, the economy started to grow, but the growth was anemic. Absolutely anemic.
2%'s anemic?
It's worse than anemic.
Well, I think it was anemic when it was going backwards.
It went backwards for a short period of time.
For a short period of time where we almost went into a recession?
We did go into a recession.
We
were into a recession. That's backwards.
Yes, it is.
But how's he going to do it?
But you know what? Isn't there the economy? There's a wave. There's a sine wave.
Oh, so Obama wasn't that bad. Now,
Obama was abysmal. That's my opinion.
Abysmal. So we had in 14 and 15 and 16,
he wasted
235,000 jobs.
He wasted $10 trillion and has nothing to show for it.
He wasted $10 trillion?
How
much of that did he inherit that you couldn't stop?
His stimulus plan accomplished zero.
It kept your auto industry in business, Henry.
The auto industry was self-adjusted.
It would never self-adjust. They were going out of business, and you guys knew that.
That whole thing with that cash for clunkers deal, it was the dumbest thing we have ever done. Other than paying, the one thing that I saw way back when was when we paid $4 million for somebody to recategorize worms into certain little plastic cases.
But we're talking about Trump's influence on what we're doing in the economy.
Is that a shovel-ready project, recategorizing worms?
Yeah, but his shovel-ready projects is
Didn't
what?
exist.
Buildings.
What was it? The solar array company that squandered billions of dollars?
That's a fact. It did.
Okay. So, but let's talk about let's talk about the future, because talking about the past, we're not going to agree. Hopefully in the future
we'll agree a lot on the past.
Okay. I think Trump gives some degree of optimism of what we're hoping for. Okay, that's his marketing plan, is to provide optimism. If he can get the dollars repatriated back into the economy at
That's
a
a
low
good
tax
thing.
rate, that is going to stimulate not just the upper echelon, but it's going to trickle down into the mom and pop businesses that the small businesses that America needs for survival. The businesses like Jim runs that needs the money trickling down into this local economy that he can continue to hire employees in and build.
So now, are we going to use the illegal immigrants coming into the country, doing
There
all
won't
of
be
the
illegal
jobs,
immigrants.
doing all these jobs? Are you guys getting ready to pony up how much more things are going to go up in a grocery store?
They are going to go up.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Are
you know what? And when they go up,
So
what
will our
happens?
charges.
So will salaries, because they will be,
And you're going to get people to work for those salaries, Americans.
I
Come on, guys.
You're going to have to.
You're going to have to.
Are we?
Right.
Is it going to happen? Are we still
But
going to?
we are not
you're
at full
saying that
employment.
American workers are snobs, Ron. You're saying American workers won't go out there and work for a minimum wage, and they will. If they need a job that badly, they need to pay their bills. They're going to go out and seek a job.
Then-
Let's remove the underpinning of all this. America should not be propping up based upon what a minimum wage is.
I totally agree.
Okay?
Then-
Minimum wage should be an entry-level wage that people learn on how to get a job, not what people have to do. Okay? It's not a livable wage. Minimum wage is to get an education, get out there and work. I was talking to my son today. The boy's saying, "Hey, Dad, I have an interview with X company. He already has a job with Y company." People are calling him because he has skills that are wanted and
Well,
needed.
and let me just say this. Do we want to, we say, well, the illegal immigrants come in and they take these jobs that we don't want, and they take them for pennies on the dollar. Do we really want that to be what our country, I mean, we're arguing about raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
But
The
you don't
same
wanna
people-
raise
whoa.
it-
The
but-
same people that are arguing that fact are arguing on the other side, well, we need the Mexicans to come in for
$5.
for 10 cents an hour to pick the fruit off the fruit trees. Which way do you want it, guys?
Which way do you want it? You don't want to pay $15 an hour wage.
I am happy to pay $15
you'll pay
an
it?
hour. I think what we need, and I'm not an economist, so
Okay.
take what I say with a grain. Remember, my free advice is worth exactly what you pay for it.
Nothing.
Nothing. But in my little feeble mind, what needs to happen is there needs to be some type of there needs to be an equalization, and we need to eliminate these $5 an hour or $3 an hour immigrants.
And you
and-
really think we're going to do that?
Ron,
I think
we're
it's
gonna
going
have
to take
have
time, but you know
controlled
what?
inflation.
A
gonna
journey of
what?
1,000 miles starts with one step.
That's a
There's
fact.
going to have to be controlled inflation for our economy to grow.
Inflation is not always bad.
Exactly.
Controlled inflation is a good thing. And economists will tell you that because that's who told me.
Look at the property values. Look at the property values in our community.
With inflation, you normally have higher interest rates paid at banks. You have for the depositors. And guess what? We've got a lot of people like you, Ron, and me that are on the older end. You probably have some money in the bank. I don't, but regardless, that
You're not old enough yet.
could benefit from those higher interest rates. When is the last time you've seen a savings account or a CD pay more than 0.5% interest?
Well, that's true. But as we talk about Trump, this whole thing is about how's he going to create jobs? Are we going to create jobs by saying, okay, we're going to beef up our military? Who's going to pay for the beefing up of the military?
We are.
We
And
are.
we need that.
We taxpayers. I don't mind that. But the taxpayers, private industry isn't. What
That's
is
right.
he doing in Youngstown, Ohio, in Detroit, in the areas where they're ravaged by no development? What's he going to do to bring those areas back? Just tell me what he's doing.
I don't know. I don't know at this point.
Because he's arguing about everything else except jobs.
And my point at the very outset of this was that he needs to get his head out of his rear end and stop doing some stuff. And I'll agree with that. But let me say this to you again around that whole process of beefing up the military. How many inventions were invented for the military, but then were brought into private use? You and I have a good friend who formerly was on the school board that is the beneficiary of one of those. Justin Hardings.
Yes.
Right? And he is just the tip of the iceberg. Thousands upon thousands of things for the space program, for the military that have been brought into the private lives that have increased
But
the
what
United
is
States.
Donald,
That
what's
is
the
a better,
president going to do?
That's a better investment than investing in these crazy alternate energy things that are going nowhere at this point. Not that they won't go somewhere sometime, but they're not ready for prime time today.
Where is big business bringing in the new jobs?
I don't know.
Oh,
When they
you
repatriate
know?
the money, hopefully that will bring
Are
in
they
the new
losing jobs?
are they losing? You better believe we're losing
No,
jobs.
we're not.
We're losing jobs.
238,000.
Well, look at how many people we just took out of the federal government.
Good.
Is that a bad thing? We're
Is
not
it?
paying for them anymore.
You're not paying for them. Somebody's going to pay for them because they're going to be looking for work. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
If there was a rebuttal we could do on public TV, I could use it.
I wish we could.
I think we're out of time, Ron.
Up next, our panel singles out this week's winners and losers. Stay tuned.